Charlie Carpenter. Also been a water girl for football. She's been most likely to brighten your day and serves on our STA. Charlie Carpenter. Presley Giglio. Daughter of Andy Smith and Tiffany Giglio. She's been in the basketball program for 2 years. She's been on the track team, 3-time state champion in volleyball, was a cheerleader for 2 years. After graduation, she plans to attend Bryan College on a volleyball scholarship, earn a degree, and be a dermatologist. Presley Giglio. Ella Cooper. Varsity soccer since the 8th grade, track since her junior year, SGA class representative, National Honor Society, secretary of the band club, and member of the New Alpha Theta. Ella Cooper. Team Davis. Basketball program for 3 years. A member of the National Band Club. Finalist for Player of the Year, All-Tournament team for the 2022-2023 season. Been on the track team since the 5th grade. 3rd place in the shot put in the state track competition. Team Davis. Miss Anna Grace Graves. Daughter of John and Amy Graves. She's been with the basketball program for 6 years. Member of the National Honor Society, Vice President of the Senior Beta Club, SGA historian, National Art Honor Society, plays on the softball team and volleyball team, track and field team, senior class historian, and she was voted the most athletic. After her graduation, she will be attending Northwest Florida on a softball scholarship. And Grace Graves. Olivia Sloan. She's been with the program for 7 years. Voted Miss Glenwood, the highest honor she received. Best all-around senior superlative. Senior Beta Club President, Senior Class Vice President, Student Government Association Vice President, National Honor Society Vice President, member of National Art Honor Society, FCA, varsity volleyball, and varsity softball. After graduation, she will be attending the University of West Georgia on a softball scholarship. Olivia Sloan. Braden B. Gooden. Son of Eric and Andrew Gooden. Been with the basketball program for 1 year. Also is on the varsity football team, National Art Honor Society. Braden Gooden. Lamont Burton II. Son of Lamont Burton Sr. and Monica Burton. He's been on the football team, President of National Honor Society, track team for the 11th and 12th grade. After graduation, Lamont plans to attend the Air Force Academy on a football scholarship. Lamont Burton II. Wesley Grant. His first year in the basketball program, he was also on the varsity football team, NHS Beta Club, voted most talented in the senior class. And he is the 2023-2024 Mr. Glenwood. After graduation, plans to attend on the university. Wesley Grant. Matt Morris. Member of the varsity football team, varsity track, and FCA. After graduation, Matt will be attending Highlands College. Matt Morris. was voted most dependable by his senior class. After graduation, Dallas plans to go on and play collegiate football. Dallas girl. Blake Gales, son of Jennifer and Heather Gales. He's been a member of the program for 6 years. He's president of his class, president of SGA, Blue Alpha Theta, Math Team, Beta Club, National Honor Society, Interact Club, voted most likely to be famous, member of the football team, the golf team. He was a 2023 3A state golf champion. After graduation, he went to Stanford University on a golf scholarship. Blake Gales. Damon White, son of Cassie and Matthew White. He's been with the basketball program for 7 years. Glenwood Varsity football and baseball teams, AISA All-Star, most athletic, voted by his senior class. And he was a member of the 2023 baseball state championship team. After graduation, he began to play collegiate football. Damon White. Griff Garner. Griff is the son of Tamara Garner and Coach Garner. He's been with the program for 7 years. Member of the football and baseball teams. Voted by his peers as the best dressed. After graduation, he plans to attend Mount College. Griff Garner.
Good evening, everyone, and here is another edition of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's rivalry week. Jack Patterson in the building, Jonathan Hoppy in the building, standing room only. It's Glenwood, it's Lee Scott. It's number 1 in the region, Glenwood Lady Gators versus number 2 in the region, Lee Scott Warriors. It's number 1 Glenwood versus number 4 Lee Scott. It's Coach Dusty Perdue leading his Lady Gators against a very prestigious girls basketball program for Lee Scott. And we are excited. Thrift Behringer here alongside Richard Holdridge, and we are about to be underway. Senior night, a lot of festivities. That's why we're starting late. But what a matchup, Richard.
Third time's a charm, huh? They met in the championship of the Border Wars. They met up in Lee Scott, and now finally for senior night.
So Palmore has the basketball now. She's starting out there with senior Anna Grace Griggs, senior TK Davis, also senior Olivia Slocum, who just turned it over right there.
Yeah, Riley Fields.
And junior Claire Crisco.
Riley Fields came up with the turnover. Now Lee Scott's got the ball.
Good screen action, yeah. Tried to dump it down. Good hands from the Lady Gators. Out of bounds, it's going to go back to Glenwood.
One thing we saw in the game against Lee Scott up at Auburn, Kate Dickerson was shooting some pretty good threes. That's a shooter that Glenwood's going to have to watch out for.
All right. Haley Palmore, she was the catalyst last year that helped the Lady Gators get to the state championship game, and she has great vision. She understands the game, and she makes very few turnovers. Good pass, high-low action. Teague gets a little underneath the rim, but how about Griggs? And the ball goes right to Palmore. She shoots a short shot. That's no good. Now she's going to throw it up to Olivia Slocum, who misses the three. Good rebound from Anna Grace Griggs. Griggs goes up and finishes. Like I have said, and I'm going to say it again, the most improved player around this city, you have to put her in that category. Anna Grace Griggs. She has been the option when TK Davis is doubled. They have another scoring option, and she just got her 1,000 point.
There you go. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Anna Grace Griggs.
Huge milestone.
Excellent job from Anna Grace Griggs. And she goes to her family to give the ball. All the members here. She's got to give everybody a hug, which I understand.
It's a great moment for senior night.
Excellent. That's what you love to see about high school sports, and glad we were able to get it. That's the second time in a week we've gotten a 1,000-point score.
Jasmine Thornton.
She's 1,500.
1,500 for Carver.
Now back to the game. 2-0 here, Glenwood. Shot just off the mark. Griggs hustles for the rebound. Crisco's got it. Here comes Palmore. Palmore is going to throw it cross court in the corner to Slocum. Slocum down low to Davis, and Davis just makes work with ease and scores on that layup.
Makes it too easy inside the paint. Good spin move off the glass for the shot.
Thrift Behringer, Richard Holdridge. CVCC basketball is playing right now. Robert Evan, Noah Sheltner there. We got an excellent night of basketball. The boys coming up next after this one. You do not want to miss out on this rivalry. Lee Scott, corner, three-pointer on the way, airmailed. And here comes Palmore out of the pack, up 4-0. Palmore, she's going to go all the way to the right. Nobody stops her. She misses, but TK Davis there to clean it up with an and one. And that's what the Gobble Monster likes to do. She gobbles up those rebounds, and she goes up strong, gets an and one. And that's a big-time play from TK Davis, the senior, already with 4 quick points. And look.
Do we have another milestone?
And that is Takayla Davis' 1,000th rebound. So we got Anna Grace Griggs with her 1,000th point, and TK Davis, who already has 1,000 points, now has 1,000 rebounds, and she will go down as one of the greatest players that's ever put on an orange and white jersey for the Lady Gators.
That is awesome. Within the first 2 minutes of the game, we had 2 incredible milestones on senior night.
That's pretty incredible. And it happened in the first 2 minutes of the game.
It is, absolutely.
And then get it on the and one, too. Misses the free throw. Griggs, good rebound. Almost loses the ball. Throws it to Slocum. Slocum, three-pointer. No. Griggs, another rebound. Jump ball. And that's going to go back to Lee Scott.
But a good job on that sequence, getting the 2 offensive rebounds, kicking it out to Slocum. Had some open looks. They're up 6-0. I like the tempo that Glenwood is playing so far. Glenwood is committed to that zone, and there you got Lee Scott just moving around the court, trying to stay with.
And there's going to be a foul on the floor. Ellie Kesey was the one that got fouled. And shooting foul, center of the line to shoot 2.
Saw her running the point. I had a chance to see her at the championship of the Border Wars. Running the point for the Lee Scott Warriors.
First shot, no good for Kesey. Gators and Warriors. Part 3 for the girls, part 2 for the boys. And they'll probably have a part 3. Last year they had a 4-parter. And Glenwood won the only one that mattered, which was in the Final Four. And Davis again just cleaning up. Good pass from Palmore. And TK Davis is making easy work. That's 6 already for her. Kesey, left-handed layup, no good. Davis gets another rebound. Palmore. Good pass to Griggs. Griggs collects herself, goes up strong, and just a 2-man dominating performance from TK Davis and Anna Grace Griggs, the senior, putting on a show on senior night. 10-0 Gators, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be back after this. Back, everybody. Senior night here. Gators off to an incredible start, up 10-0, and a bad pass. They're going to say a foul away from the basket on Claire Crisco.
Not a whole lot of action today, but we do have a big game up in noon in Georgia as Pacelli is taking on Heritage.
And we'll keep you up to date on that one. I think the boys have already started playing. We'll keep you up, see if the girls gave Heritage girls their first loss of the season.
With Glenwood already up 10-0, I do like the defense, just hustling on every play.
Kesey. Good defense from Slocum. Remember, no shot clock here. And Alabama and Palmore reads the pass. And she's going to go coast to coast and get it blocked.
That was a nice block.
Excellent block from number 5, Madison Davis. Good hustle from her, but excellent steal from Palmore. She read that pass the whole way.
And that was a clean block, too.
Good pass to Griggs. Look at that. Griggs and Davis both got 6. They got all the Gators' points. Three-pointer on the way. No. Gobbled up rebound that goes into Claire Crisco's hands.
This is a big region game as Glenwood is 5-0 in the region. Lee Scott is 4-1.
Slocum to Palmore. Palmore open on the block is Griggs. What a spin move from her. And she's unstoppable. Her and Davis on the lower block. Lee Scott has no answers. It's 14-0.
I don't know what they need to do to try to stop them.
Double team, because they're already in the zone. They know they can't match up man with them two. And right now, the zone offense of Glenwood is just picking them apart. Davis is going to get a foul there, and that's going to send number 5, Madison Davis, to the line to shoot 2.
But if you do double them, then you leave the shooters open. like Olivia Slocum. She can knock down a big three. Clara Crisco. Let's see if Lee Scott can get their first points of the game.
So Pacelli girls upset Heritage, the #1 team in 3A in the GIAA. Pacelli, the top 3 4A team. Obviously, now they got to be close to #1.
They have to be #1 after
Beat
that.
them 37-29. Michaela Hosley, dominating game. Great win for those Lady Vikings. They've been on fire.
Unbelievable.
And they're going to be moving up significantly in our Georgia-Alabama Sports
will.
Live rankings.
I'll make sure
I
of
may
that.
be even thinking the top 3, Richard, because the way they've been playing, they have to be one of the favorites in the GIAA to win it all. Davis is going to come out, and that's going to bring in now Bobby Taylor, Brazil. Crisco's going to come out. Also, Mimi Johnson is in now for the Lady Gators.
Yeah, Mimi Johnson, the newcomer on the Gators team this year, originally from Panama City. A good addition to the Lady Gators this year.
Johnson travels.
Oh, she traveled. She's going to go back to Lee Scott, but 14-0 early. Anna Grace Griggs, she's got 8 points. TK Davis has got 6. All the scoring by both the seniors who had incredible milestones tonight.
Three minutes here in the first. All Gators, Lady Gators, who have made it to 3 straight state championship games, looking to make it to 4. They won the first 2, lost last year. Good defense from Griggs. Griggs throws it off of Mimi Johnson's head.
That's some miscommunication, but that's all right. They got it back. No worries.
Now, 2-3 zone extended. Mimi Johnson goes baseline. Dump down to Brazil. Look at that. Brazil misses, though. Good pass. And then a foul from Mimi Johnson.
Brazil has played some valuable minutes. All the games that we have called, she's been in for TK Davis. She's a post player, and so she definitely has a bright future here at Glenwood. She'll be back next year. Just looking forward to seeing just the growth and the development of these young players. This is an incredible crowd, Thrift. Standing room only on both sides. We knew it was going to be that way.
Yeah, and both parking lots here at Glenwood are absolutely full. People are sitting on the street. Palmore, good steal from Johnson. Palmore coast to coast with the layup. Just dominating the Warriors, 16-0. 3-point jump shot is going to be short. Another rebound from Palmore. Palmore, good pass ahead to Slocum. Slocum to Griggs. Griggs, pump fake, scores.
She's got 10.
They're just clicking on all cylinders. These girls wanted to make a statement here on senior night. Palmore with another steal. Slows down and then goes off the leg of Ellie Kesey. Thank you to our sponsor, Superior Roofing, Rocket Stone, Mike and Ed's Barbecue, Happy Hour Bar and Grill, State Farm, Carol Purdue, Pacelli, Terry Johnson, Master Wall, Behringer Construction, B&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. Johnson, spin move, misses. Hustle for the rebound, goes out of bounds back to Lee Scott.
Yeah, into the game for Lee Scott is number 12, Riley Langford, coming off the bench. Like we mentioned, this is the 3rd time we've seen Lee Scott. Saw him in the Border Wars, the championship game. Went up to Auburn a couple weeks ago to see Glenwood take on Lee Scott. And that was a standing room only gym as well, as we expect in a rivalry game.
Good defense from Glenwood. Davis has it. We're going to.
Lee Scott comes into this game 14-7 overall, 4-1 into the region.
Only lost to Glenwood Gators, 5-0.
I mean, this region it's got 4 teams, but Lee Scott and Glenwood are at the top in the region.
Davis first shot, no. And finally, Lee Scott's on the board with a Davis free throw. Coming in now is Maggie Herndon. Excuse me, not Maggie Herndon. That is for Glenwood. Lee
White.
Scott. Emerson White is for the Gators. Palmar gets it now full court press to Mimi Johnson from Lee Scott. They're trying to create any type of turnovers. White to Palmore. Palmore drives, nobody stops her, and she lays it up. I mean, just let the game come to her. I know that's got to make Coach Jesse Purdue happy, seeing Palmore, who's only a freshman, by the way, started as an 8th grader last year. You're talking about a girl that's going to put up a lot of numbers for Glenwood, and there, again, on the fast break, gets fouled.
She's a high IQ player, too. Just immediately that move, drawing the foul, she's able to go to the line. I mean, sometimes players, when they get fouled, they really don't have a good angle and try to put up a shot. She's going to try to put up a shot by any means necessary to get some foul shots.
Palmore misses the first. Coming in now, Claire Graham is actually going to get Palmore. For Lee Scott, Clark Ivet is coming in, an 8th grader.
Also number 22, Presley Gigolo, coming in for Glenwood.
Now is in the game is Miss Graham, Claire Graham. 3-pointer short for the 8th grader. Graham knocks it out, and here comes Gigolo. Gives it to Emerson White. White dumped down to Gigolo. Gigolo pass to Brazil. Brazil lays it in. How about that passing from the backups? 23-1.
Yeah, all the reserves are in there for Coach Purdue to wrap out the first quarter. Lee Scott's going to hold for the final shot. Well, they might not get it off.
And
That's
at the
good
end of the
defense.
first quarter, all Glenwood is an understatement, but that's exactly what it was. Gators up 23-1. This game brought to you by Superior Roofing, Rocket Stone, Mike and Ed's Barbecue, Happy Hour Bar and Grill, State Farm, Carroll Purdue, Pacelli, Terry Johnson, Masterwall, Behringer Construction, PB Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everyone. Gators up 23-1 here in senior night. Final game of the season. The Lady Gators come in at 22-5, looking to go to 23-5, stay undefeated in region play, be the #1 seed in the region tournament next week, and stay the #1 team in all of AISA basketball.
And they have not lost since that tournament they went up before Christmas up in Knoxville, Tennessee. Incredible winning streak for the Glenwood Lady Gators.
Starters are back in now, except for Mimi Johnson. And they're going to get a double dribble on Olivia Slocum.
And I got to say, the improvement from the first time we saw Glenwood in the beginning of the season, it was November 28th. They took on Calvary Christian. Calvary won that game. But since then, Glenwood has been on a tear, and they have just continued to improve every single game.
Levi Pender is also still out for the boys. I don't know if he's going to be back.
I talked to Coach
playoffs.
Purdue and the coaches show he's out for the season.
Devastating loss.
They're hoping he'll be back in March for baseball.
He is only a junior, so he still has next year, but big loss for the Gators.
Speaking of which, he more likely will be the starting quarterback for the 2024 season.
How about that?
The football schedule came out.
Yeah, for the Gators.
For the
Check it out
Gators.
on their, you can find that on their Facebook
From
page.
their Facebook page. First team they're playing, the Valley Rams. Oh, that was a nice pump fake. Oh, block. Get that out of here. Good block by TK Davis.
And another score makes it 25-1.
And she's leading all scores with 12 points on senior night. What a game for Anna Grace Griggs. Picked up her 1,000th point. Just an incredible career here at Glenwood. Playing in the final regular season home game. We'll still have some region tournament play. And then the AISA state champions in Montgomery. All the starters are, well, except one is back out there.
Air ball makes Davis gets the rebound.
Palmore right to Griggs. Oh, another rebound by TK Davis. Yep, give her 2 more rebounds. Oh, they are just not giving up on the boards, Thrift. They
Dominant.
just absolutely dominating the glass. Yeah, we got Jonathan Hoppy and Jack Patterson here from WTBM and WRBL, and also Matt Austin, the Glenwood photographer, is in the building too.
You know Matt.
Of course, he known him for a couple of years now.
Good defense from Griggs.
Oh, nice.
And a foul. So if you look at the rankings, and talking about 3A, it doesn't look very promising for any of the other teams. I honestly think it's Glenwood, Lee Scott, and Springwood in 3A. And I think Lee Scott's going to be, these two teams are going to face off. So Glenwood, I mean, they just need to handle their business, and they will be state champions.
As that was an offensive foul on Anna Grace Griggs. And to think, Clark Prep is the defending champions, and they are the 4th best team right now. So you would have to think that Glenwood is the favorites to win it all this year. Of course, they did win it in 2021 and 2022. They were trying to three-peat last year, but they just fell short in the championship to Clark Prep.
And shot is no good.
Yeah, they're rushing shots because they're not getting the open looks.
Keese was just trying to get anything. She shoots that one up, and finally, the first made basket comes with 5 minutes left in the second.
It's just been dominating defense by Glenwood. Oh, Bobby Taylor Brazil.
How about that? Good job from 30. Good block from Mimi Johnson.
She hears it from the crowd and the bench standing up, applauding her. Good pump fake. Oh, I thought she should have shot that. Riley Langford had an open look.
Good defense from Davis, and she dribbles out of bounds, forced her into a turnover.
Yeah, Glenwood's zone defense, I mean, is forcing Lee Scott to make mistakes. I mean, they don't have to press anything. You just have to make them make the first mistake, and it's leading to a 27-3 lead for the Glenwood Lady Gators.
I think I see a 5-second call on Haley Palmore. Her first turnover of the game. Boys coming up next. So not even halfway here through this quarter. Gators up by 24. Foul on Johnson.
It's going to be the 4th team foul on Glenwood. So this is the final regular season game of the season. They will have the region tournaments next week. Looking forward to it.
And maybe it's Springwood, depending on, I don't know who gets to host it, or do they do it at a neutral location.
I believe it's a neutral location. It's going to be at Macon East because they drew they drew names out of a hat, according to Coach Dusty Purdue.
And so now Macon East will be where the region tournament is held.
That is correct.
In Salem, Alabama, about an hour from here.
Yeah, just outside of Montgomery. It's in Macon County.
But think about that region tournament. It's got 4 teams, and there's only 5 in 3A for the boys. As Slocum misses that, Bobby Taylor Brazil misses.
Oh yeah.
But there's about 5 teams that have a chance to win it all. Bessemer, Glenwood, Lee Scott, Springwood, and Valiant Cross. 4 of those are all in the same region. Bessemer is the only one on the other side.
Yeah, because there's 6 teams on the region side for the boys. The first 2 seeds are going to get a bye.
So Johnson lays it up with the left.
Which makes it look easy.
And nice move from her. But, you know, and we're talking about the boys' side. Right now the girls are favored to win and be number 1 seed. But for the boys, if you're the Gators, you don't want to be the 4th seed. You don't want to have to face off Bessemer, who's the number 1 team in the state.
Another block by T.K. Davis.
And here comes Johnson. Johnson, missed layup. Ball goes out of bounds, going to stay with the Gators.
I've just been impressed with the efficiency by the Gators offense, and they're not giving anything easy for Lee Scott, and it's led to this 26-point lead. Yeah, she just couldn't finish there. T.K. Davis, possession goes back to Lee Scott.
Three-pointer from Keys, not even close. And here comes Johnson. Johnson gets a charge.
You know, Thrift, they say it's hard to beat a team 3 times, but seeing them in the Border Wars in the championship, they played right here. You know, they have a lot of film on Lee Scott, and I think it gave them confidence that they got that win up at Lee Scott. But yeah, the hostile crowd is really fueling the energy here in this gym. And we're hoping it could carry over to the next game. Good defense by Emerson White. Remember, no shot clock.
We always say that after good defense because it's like you're playing good defense, but you can be playing good defense for a long time without a shot clock. Alabama definitely needs to start thinking about it. I definitely think it does help for the development of players that want to play at the next level to get used to a 35-second shot clock.
But how many times have you seen teams in Alabama just hold on to the ball for a minute, knowing they got a lead and they don't have to give it up?
Hold on for 3 or 4 minutes. I've seen it.
Both these teams going to the AHSAA 3A next year. I'm interested to see the Lee Scott schedule, too, for football, because we know when Glenwood's going to play Lee Scott, but I'm curious to see what teams they play. Of course, Lochapoka went to 2A. You know, they're nearby Lee Scott. You got Chambers Academy still, but I think they're still going to be in the AISA.
Trying to force it in there to Graham. Here comes Keys. And layup is no good, but cleaning up, missing.
Just can't finish. Mary Catherine Harris had a point-blank range shot, and what are they going to call here? Thrift, I got to say, tomorrow, incredible lineup of games, not only on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, but you got Brookstone hosting Westfield School. You got Jordan taking on Ace Charter. Kendrick is on the road against Central Macon. Spencer on the road against Rutland. Calvary Christian, another GAPS game. They're on the road in Fayetteville taking on Konos Academy. And, of course, right here in Phoenix City / Smith Station, whatever you want to call it. Smith Station and Central. But I did forget to mention the 2 games we're having on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. You're going to be at Hardaway for Cairo Hardaway. I'll be down at Carver for Columbus Carver.
Huh.
Good rotation of players by Coach Purdue. want to close out this half strong and trying to get movement. Top of
1
the
minute
key.
left.
There you go. Rattled in and out. Another rebound. TK
Davis misses. Graham rebound, scores. How about Claire Graham? Getting on the board. The junior making it 31-3. What a dominant performance from these Lady Gators. They came out, they were not playing any games.
Absolutely.
They said, let's dominate from start to finish, and finally a three-pointer falls for Riley Langford. Second made basket of the game. Palmore, dump down Davis. That's been all game long. She gives it up right at the perfect time.
It's been a good answer. If Lee Scott's getting a basket, Glenwood's able to have an answer on the other end of the court.
Good defense from Graham. Floor gives it to Palmore. 6 seconds till half. Palmore floats it up and in. 35-6.
Unbelievable.
Gators
What a performance in the first half.
on
This was
senior
spectacular.
night. Letting everybody know in the AISA state championship runs through Somerville Road. This game brought to you by Superior Roofing, Rocket, Mike and Ed's Barbecue, Happy Hour Bar and Grill, State Farm, Carroll Purdue, Pacelli, Terry Johnson Agency, Master Wall Incorporated, Behringer Construction, B&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. We'll see you right after this. It's halftime. Gators up by 29.
Welcome back to the pit. We are start of the third quarter as the Glenwood Lady Gators leading Lee Scott 35-6. Britt Behringer, Richard Holdridge, Chris Gates. WRBL's Jack Patterson is up here with us. We were talking a little bit about the game at halftime.
I'm going to bring Jack on. We're going to let Jack, we're going to let you do some color, some play-by-play, whatever you want to do. Hop on the set, man. You got it.
Take it away, Jack. Almost stolen by Riley Field, and it is stolen by TK Davis. Pass over to Palmore. Long, mid-range jumper. Rattles in, no good. Rebounded by Harris. So, Jack, what was your impression so far of this game?
I think the biggest impression is just this Glenwood defense has been stifling tonight against Lee Scott. Lee Scott, one of the better teams in the AISA this season, and yet they've been able to get nothing going against this Glenwood defense. And every mistake that Lee Scott has made, Glenwood has capitalized so far this evening.
Mary Catherine Harris gets on the board. It's 35-8. All dominance from the Lady Gators. Here on senior night, we saw 2 milestones. Anna Grace Greek got her 1,000th point. TK Davis got her 1,000th rebound.
By the way, that is only Lee Scott's 3rd field goal of the game.
Incredible. You can catch all the highlights at WRBL later tonight, especially highlights of this game. Crisco, nice backdoor pass to Greg. She goes up, and she's going to draw the foul. It's safe to say, Jack, that this Lady Gators team is prepared for the state playoffs.
They're looking to right the wrong that they experienced last season in that state championship game, Richard. You're talking about a really talented team that just seemingly has gotten more talented, and they're a team on a mission. And, you know, when you see games like this, you know, it just really goes to show, like, it's title or bust for this team.
Well, they haven't lost in a month, and so they have just been on a tear. But also, this is the 3rd time they've met Lee Scott. So you have that factor. You always say it's hard to beat a team 3 times. As Griggs misses the second. She's the leading scorer for Glenwood. She's got 13 points.
Yeah, she's had a fantastic game, and she's been the biggest part of that Glenwood fast break all night tonight. You know, like I said, when Lee Scott has made a mistake, Glenwood has made them pay with that fast break offense, and Anna Grace has been one of the biggest reasons why.
Dickerson, she could shoot. Glenwood leaves her open. Kesey, the point guard, being guarded by Palmore. Thought about it. Davis back to Kesey. Good defense by Palmore. Remember, no shot clock in Alabama. Kesey kicks it out to Dickerson in the corner for 3. No good. Rebounded by Riley Fields, and she is going to get fouled. Fields is going to go the line for 2. 6:12 left to go here in the third. 36-8, Glenwood on top over Lee Scott Academy.
And I'll say this about Lee Scott is that they've done their work of trying to get to the foul line. They just have not been able to convert those free throws into points. And that's the biggest thing, that this deficit wouldn't be as big if they've been able to get their shots down at the free throw line.
Fields misses the first. She just left hands it, and TK Davis with another rebound. Pass to Griggs, spin move off the glass, up and in. Anna Grace Griggs is having a night. 15 points, leading all scores.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth. She's had a fantastic game offensively and defensively, and that Glenwood press defense has been stingy all night long.
Front of the iron, no good by Dickerson. Oh, long baseball pass to Slocum. Oh, what a move by Olivia Slocum. Richard Holdridge, WRBL's Jack Patterson making his broadcasting debut on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
You know, you try to, get your skills up for everything, Richard. Try to know a little of everything.
Absolutely. Slocum, and she traveled. Well, and people, they're probably like, what? Who's that voice? They can hear you late 11 o'clock, probably about 11:20 at night on WRBL. I always look forward to watching you and Tyler Redmond. But you also you're very adverse. You can do just about everything. And calling a basketball game, well, that's.
This is the first. This is the first.
Well, but it should come natural to you because you give the sports highlights every night.
Absolutely. And one thing I can tell you, the bleacher creatures are going crazy tonight too, Richard.
Oh, Dickerson with a three-pointer, no good. Bobby Taylor Brazil with the rebound. Crisco, nice pass to Griggs, puts up a shot, no good. Trying to save it was Bobby Taylor Brazil, and here comes Lee Scott on a fast break. They don't have the numbers. Davis tries to switch positions to try to give it back out, kicks it back out to Kesey. 4:39 left to go here in the third quarter. It's 40-8. Glenwood on top. Nice split the defender. Oh, what a pass to Riley Fields. Good assist by Ellie Kesey. And Lee Scott's in double digits. It's 40-10. There's Olivia Slocum wide open for a three. Rebounded, but it looked like it was a push off on Bobby Taylor Brazil.
Yeah, I think they got her going over the back. And listen, you know, for this Lee Scott team, it's all about, you know, just finding your positives in this game. You know, it's been a rough start. You know, Glenwood got out to that hot start. I think it was an 18-0 run to start the game and haven't really been able to recover from it. So it's all about, you know, just learning and trying to get better, because this very well may not be the last time that these two teams meet up.
They could possibly meet in the region championship and the AISA championship. I think these two teams, being the two best teams in the AISA, as there's a three-pointer by Madison Davis, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Griggs. But Glenwood just likes to get the rebound and go fast. Griggs, spin move, puts up a floater, no good. It's going to try to be saved.
That's going to be Glenwood ball.
Yeah, 3:42 left to go. Third quarter, timeout on the floor. We would like to thank our sponsors, Superior Roofing, Rocket Stone LLC, Mike and Ed's Barbecue, Happy Hour Bar and Grill. Jack, we've been there a couple times for the live show.
Yeah, for the Georgia-Alabama Sports Live show. Had a great time.
Oh, yeah. Good food, too. Mike Call does a great job. State Farm, Carol Purdue. You know, her daughter went to Glenwood. Big supporter of Glenwood sports. St. Anne Pacelli. They're having a big game up in Noonan. The Pacelli girls won against the Heritage Hawks, and the Pacelli boys are taking on Heritage.
And the Pacelli girls knocking on. They were the team they were playing. They were undefeated going.
They were
into this
undefeated,
game.
yeah.
So a big win for the Pacelli girls.
Terry Johnson Agency, Masterwall Incorporated, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions. Hey, we were on Sports Visions earlier today.
We're all over the place, man.
Yeah, double coverage. Jerome Bryant does a fantastic job with double coverage. They just published a magazine. It's incredible. There's Griggs out of a timeout. Oh, that just gets ripped away by Kesey. Good defense by the point guard, and I thought she anticipated that perfectly.
And listen, Ellie Kesey has been a big-time spotlight for Lee Scott this season. She's been fantastic for the Lady Warriors, and, you know, it's been a tough game, but she's had a great game so far tonight.
We're going to get a moving screen on Lee Scott. It's going to go back to Glenwood, another turnover. Claire Graham coming into the game for Glenwood. This is really a great night if you're a Glenwood Gator. They had senior night. I mean, they had a very long ceremony, and, you know, the seniors get their flowers, Jack. I mean,
Absolutely.
They had a great time just presenting their, you know, a plaque and being recognized with their family members. It was just a great event. But I tell you, this is really the first game I've called at the Pit where it's been standing room only.
Well, I mean, it's Glenwood Lee Scott. What do you expect?
Oh, can't get any bigger than this.
One of the biggest rivalries in our area, and it's regardless of the sport.
And there's a three-point attempt by Madison Davis. Rebound is ripped down by Bobby Taylor Brazil. Here comes Haley Palmore. She's only a freshman. She made an impact as an 8th grader last year. Oh, and that was just not enough on that pass. Madison Davis comes up with a steal. No, nice bounce pass to Dickerson, and then Davis is right there for the putback. Well, it's 40-12. Glenwood on top. Oh, Kesey with the defense, just trying to force the turnover.
Yeah, Lee Scott's gone to a press defense, and it's given the Glenwood offense a little bit of trouble. You know, they haven't been able to get to the basket at will like they've been. But Lady Gators right back on the board again.
Yeah, Bobby Taylor Brazil with a field goal. Back to a 30-point lead for the Lady Gators. Coach Dusty Purdue, he led the Lady Gators to 2 state titles in 2021 and 2022. Just came up short for that three-peat last year against Clark Prep. Kesey, there's a shot by number 3. And we're going to go ahead and she's going to go to the line for 2. That is Camden Cleveland. Thank you, Jack. Cleveland misses the first.
And, you know, just going back to those free throw woes that Lee Scott has had so far tonight, you know, they've gotten to the line a lot, but they just have not been able to, you know, capitalize on those free throws. And, you know, in a game like this where Glenwood's been able to capitalize on mistakes, you need to capitalize on those chances where you can.
Oh, and Cleveland misses both. It's still a 30-point lead for Glenwood. Mimi Johnson checking into the game for Glenwood. She has been a surprising player, a newcomer on this team. Open lane, left-handed to the rack, count the basket, and Johnson's going to go the line for the and one.
Absolutely, and it just seems like Glenwood has been able to score at will in this game. And, you know, like I said, once they had that big first quarter, they've pretty much been off and running, and, you know, Lee Scott has not really been able to stop them all that much.
1:46 left to go here in the third. Johnson misses it, but what a rebound by Bobby Taylor. Brazil misses it. Riley Fields, oh, look at that, almost stolen by Brazil into the hands of Kesey. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. Kesey puts up a left-handed shot. Fields trying to rip it from Crisco, and then she hits the floor. And in a rivalry game, Jack, sometimes you get a little chippiness, but there's no retaliation when you have contact. It was just a hard contact from both players.
Yeah, I think they called a jump ball on that, and the possession arrow goes to Lee Scott. So no foul, no harm on that one.
There you go, Dickerson back over to Davis. Crossover dribble. Kesey's going to take it over the top of the key, being guarded by Mimi Johnson. Kesey just taking her time and just trying to draw up the offense. A nice pass to Davis for the three-pointer. So Kesey was driving the lane. The defense collapsed on her. She kicks it out to the shooter. And we're going to get another jump ball. This time the possession arrow is going to go to Glenwood.
And one thing about Lee Scott, especially in the second half, they've been able to get those threes to fall. You know, that was the one thing they couldn't get to go in the first half, but they've gotten a couple of them to fall, and it's, you know, kind of up that score a little bit. You know, like I said, tough night for the Lady Warriors, but they're starting to get some things going.
Mimi Johnson being guarded by Riley Fields. Back out to Crisco, top of the key. Kicks it out to Emerson White, top of the key, and we're going to get a moving screen on Clara Crisco. With 49.5 seconds left to go, it's been all Glenwood. They're up 44-15. Just trying to close out this game with the win and wrap up a perfect regular season in the region.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it on Sports Visions earlier today, Richard, that, you know, we have reached that point in the year in the AISA. They're the first ones to play their playoffs in our area, and we're just 2 weeks away. You know, this time 2 weeks from now, we'll probably be in Montgomery for the AISA state championships. Both of these teams have aspirations to bring home a title, as Lee Scott gets the three-pointer right there. That makes it 44-18 with 26 seconds left in the third quarter. That was
Madison Davis, she hit her second three-pointer in the last couple of minutes.
And she's Lee Scott's leading scorer tonight so far.
Yeah, she's got 9 points. It's 44-18. And a steal by Kesey. Euro step all the way to the glass. I tell you, Lee Scott has improved. They only had 1 point after the first quarter. They have 20. I mean, they've been able to make the adjustments. Back over to Graham. Nice pass to Bobby Taylor, Brazil. Oh, and what a block by Ellie Kesey, coming out of nowhere and swatting it.
And like I mentioned, Ellie Kesey, she's been all over the place for the Lady Warriors. She's been one of their best players all season long. And, you know, it might be a 24-point game, but she is playing hard, and that's one thing you can always say about her.
And that shot attempt, no good by Bobby Taylor, Brazil, but she's going to go to the line with 3.1 seconds left to go. So, Jack, as this is the final year for Glenwood in the AISA, they make the transition to the AHSAA next season.
This is the final regular season game between these two in the AISA. Final regular season game for both schools.
Unbelievable. And you know, they just released the Glenwood football schedule for 2024.
You're never too far away from football season.
Oh, I know.
I got to talk with Coach Ryan Nelson a little bit earlier. He's here tonight, you know, with his family cheering on the basketball teams as they look to take care of business tonight.
There's a shot attempt, almost hit the glass by Kesey, and we got one more quarter to go. It's 45-20. It's all Glenwood here as I'm here with WRBL's sports director and guest commentator here for Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Jack Patterson. We want to thank our sponsor, Superior Roofing, Rocket Stone LLC, Mike and Ed's Barbecue, Happy Hour Bar and Grill, State Farm, Carol Purdue, St. Anne Pacelli, Terry Johnson Agency, Master Wall Incorporated, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. One more quarter to go. It's all Glenwood here as you're watching high school basketball here. It's rivalry week here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be back with the start of the fourth quarter. Welcome back to the pit, start of the fourth quarter. Richard Holdridge, WRBL's Jack Patterson on the broadcast. We were talking between the break. I'm honored that I'm calling the game with you, Jack.
Man, listen, I love this stuff. Have fun, man. And this is one of the great rivalries in our area. Glenwood and Lee Scott, this place is packed. Both sides are loud. This is what high school sports is supposed to be about.
And there's a three-pointer by Kate Dickerson. I knew she was going to eventually get a three. She knocks it down. She had some big threes the last time they played against Lee Scott. Crisco, she just positions herself, just missed it, goes off Lee Scott's legs. It's going to stay here, Glenwood.
And let me tell you, the shots are falling for Lee Scott now, and I'm not saying, we should be on comeback alert, but the shots are falling for Lee Scott right now. I don't think Glenwood should get too comfortable.
But Coach Purdue wastes no time. He puts his starters back in the game. Like every great coach does, he gives his reserves a chance to get some valuable minutes. Saw that Lee Scott went on a run, and now the starters are back in there. It's 45-23. Lee Scott with the ball with 7:13 left to go here in this game. Dickerson back out to Madison Davis. Three-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Crisco. Here comes Griggs. Long pass over to Slocum. Inside to Griggs. Spin move. Griggs puts up a shot. Rebound, TK Davis. Davis stays with it. We're going to get a foul before the shot. The referee is saying it's on the floor. It's only the first foul of the fourth quarter.
And listen, TK Davis has been a problem all night for Lee Scott. She has been in the paint doing work all night long with blocks and steals. And speaking of, here's another one, and there's another foul.
She draws the foul. We'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, she's been giving them fits all night long.
Don't forget, you can catch, is it you doing the
yes.
night watch tonight? Oh, so you can catch Jack Patterson tonight, right around 11:20 for the sports highlights.
Give or take.
What I usually do is I record it and I make sure that I go there because it's
past your bedtime.
Well, I got two kids, so
I understand that, man.
Davis makes one or two. I always enjoy watching you, and I enjoy getting up at 5 in the morning and watching your former broadcast sports partner Rex Castillo. I know you guys still work together on some stuff. It's Kesey, good block, puts up a shot. She'll go to the line for two. It's great to see. He's doing news, but he loves sports, and he's still helping out with sports.
Yeah, we love him come to the playground every now and again. But no, Rex is incredible, not just in sports, but as everybody can see in news as well. And he's been doing a great job on our morning and midday shows. And, I'm glad that he's, expanded his horizons in his career. But at the same time, we get to reunite the Highlight Factory every now and again.
And how excited is Tyler Redmond that we're about 20 days away from pitchers and catchers reporting?
He's bouncing off the walls in the sports.
I know. He loves the Braves. I know you love the Braves too, but Tyler Redmond's got a podcast about the Braves, and great work. And another steal by Ellie Kesey. And if Glenwood's not too careful here, it's a 21-point lead with 6:38 left to go. Lee Scott's starting to get on a little run, and they're building some momentum.
Yeah, and it's Ellie Kesey once again. She's been the straw that stirs the drink for Lee Scott tonight, and she's really been just a menace on the defensive side of the ball. And honestly, like I said, Richard, like you can't get too comfortable because those shots are starting to fall for Lee Scott. And, it's still 6.5 minutes to go. We've seen crazier things happen.
Oh, absolutely, as TK Davis with the rebound. Still a 21-point lead for Glenwood. By the way, the CVCC Lady Pirates won tonight 71-42. So congratulations to him. The CVCC Pirates are actually playing right now on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Robert Edmonds, Noah Shelton is at the game. There's Davis, top of the key, back out to Slocum. Slocum driving the baseline, guarded by Kesey. Griggs behind the arc, top of the key to Johnson. 6:05 left to go. They're trying to set up a screen. There's Griggs. She's going to drive. Spin move. Puts up a shot. That gets blocked by Mary Catherine Harris. But TK Davis comes up with the rebound, draws the foul. She'll go to the line.
Like I said, doing work all night long, TK Davis. She's been fantastic down there, getting the putbacks, getting the rebounds, getting the blocks, doing the dirty work down there. Between her and Bobby Taylor Brazil, Lee Scott hasn't really been able to get anything going down low.
Yeah, but one thing, those foul shots, and on both teams, you got to make your foul shots, especially if they could mean the difference if you're in a closer game. But I believe that these two teams are more than likely going to meet in the AISA championship. If you look at the records of all the teams in the AISAs, Davis does make 1 or 2. It looks like it's going to be these two teams. There's a baseline jumper by Dickerson, no good. And then Mimi Johnson gets fouled by Davis. That's only the 4th team foul by Lee Scott with 5:48 left to go. Please like the Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Richard Holridge here with special guest commentator, WRBL Sports Director Jack Patterson. Nice pass over to Palmore. Palmore's got open lane. Oh, a nice pass by Anna Grace Griggs right to TK Davis.
And that's that fast break we've been talking about all night long, and it gets them again.
And we got Davis, Madison Davis, going to go to the line for 2. But I really like the vision that Anna Grace Griggs, like it was a 2-on-1 fast break. She quickly passes it to TK Davis because she's wide open for the shot.
And it's not the first time we've seen that tonight. We've seen it multiple times where they've had the 2-on-1 fast break and they've done the give and go, and it's ended up positively for Glenwood.
Yeah, leading scorer for Glenwood, Anna Grace Griggs, 15 points. TK Davis has got 11. Both achieved incredible milestones early on in the game. It was the first 2 points of the game. Anna Grace Griggs got her 1,000th career point, and then TK Davis got her 1,000th career rebound.
I think it was the first 2 possessions of the game.
First 2 possessions, yeah. Madison Davis makes it. Timeout on the floor. We'll take 1-2. 5:35 left to go here at the pit as Glenwood leading Lee Scott Academy 49-26. We'll be right back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back to Glenwood. 5:35 left to go here in the game. 49-26. Glenwood on top over Lee Scott, their arch rival. This is the 3rd time they played them this season. Richard Holridge, WRBL's Jack Patterson. JP in the building. I know you got highlights of this game earlier today, but you can catch that later tonight on WRBL. Pass over to Davis. Looks like Lee Scott's in a full court press, but it doesn't work because Slocum, right pass, right time. Anna Grace Griggs up and in. 17 points for the senior on senior night. That was
and that ball was thrown away, and it's going the other way for Glenwood, and the break works
there you
again.
go. Another bucket for Anna Grace Griggs. She's got 19 points.
And we told you about the Gators capitalizing on those mistakes, and they do it again.
Another rebound missed by Lee Scott, and it's Mimi Johnson. Back out to Palmore. Well, Palmore's going to have an incredible career for Glenwood. She's only a freshman. To see her 3 more times is going to be incredible as Slocum gets fouled by Ellie Kesey. How fun is this going to be in the AHSAA next year?
I tell you, and they're going to be in that region with Beulah, and the Beulah girls, they've been fantastic as well. You know, a lot of the girls that play on that softball team that does so well play basketball as well. So, you know, seeing these 2 teams being able to face off with a team like that, it's going to be a lot of fun next year.
Yeah, I think that Beulah is going to be their natural rival. Lee Scott's still going to be their rival, but Beulah, the closest proximity to Glenwood in their region. Also, fun trips going up to Wadowee to take on Randolph County. No, not in basketball, but in football. They only have 4 teams in their region for basketball. Dadeville.
Well, we should say areas in
area.
basketball.
It's area in basketball. Yeah, you're right. Rebounded by Mary Catherine Harris. The other team is Dadeville, which will probably be Lee Scott's rival in basketball. Almost stolen, and a save, and there was a foot on the line.
No, the ball hit the ground right on the baseline.
Right on the baseline. So 4:31 left to go. We got Ella Cooper coming into the game for the Lady Gators. It is 4:31 left to go. Coming up, we got the varsity boys, Glenwood, Lee Scott. It's going to be great. There's a 3-pointer. No good by Riley Langford, rebounded by Cooper. Here comes Palmore. Palmore, great vision, great awareness. Cooper, baseline jumper, no good. Rebounded by Hargrave. Back out to Clark Yvette. She is the coach's daughter, Coach Yvette. Pass over to Yvette, top of the key, being guarded by Palmore. 4:03 left to go. Glenwood still playing outstanding defense. They're not giving up on the play. I mean, Lee Scott did come on that run, and there's a turnover and a steal by T.K. Davis. Another fast break for Glenwood. Here's Palmore.
That shot got blocked.
Yeah, just missed it on the block. Pass from Yvette. Back out to Yvette. Mid-range jumper. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And it's 53-28. You know, Jack, I've been impressed with Lee Scott coming back and putting up points. They only scored 1 point in that first quarter.
Exactly, and I mean, I think they had, 9 at halftime.
9 after halftime, you're right.
So they've put up a respectable showing here in the second half, and I think sometimes you just got to get those shots to fall, and it was a tough sledding for them in the first half, but they've been able to turn things around.
There's Palmore. That was intended for Griggs, and coming up with it is Mary Catherine Harris. And a turnover for Glenwood, and Lee Scott with the ball. Back over Langford. Shot no good. Cooper with the rebound. Oh, Langford almost got it stolen. She almost stole it, and we got another foul. So Lee Scott Academy, if you aren't familiar where that is, that's in Auburn, Alabama. I mean, it is part of the Chattahoochee Valley that really what you cover on WRBL. I mean, you go all the way down to Eufaula. You'll cover teams as north as LaGrange and Troup County.
Just think we go an hour in every direction.
An hour in every direction.
So, you know, you'll see us covering Eufaula. You'll see us cover LaGrange. You'll see us cover Lynette, Lafayette, Taylor County over on the Georgia side.
How about the Taylor County Lady Vikings?
They've been a problem for a long time, Richard, and it don't seem like they're stopping anytime soon, okay?
I think they can win a state championship.
Listen, they were in the Final Four last year.
That's right.
Tough sledding, but they've got a squad. They've always had a squad down there, and honestly, they're going to be another problem in Class 1A Division II over in the GHSA.
Cooper no good, but an offensive rebound by T.K. Davis. Back out to reset the offense is Glenwood, led by their head coach, Dusty Purdue. It's stolen by Camden Cleveland, and she puts it up and in. And I do want to remind you that Coach Purdue is one of the nominees for the 2024 class. No, he's in, yeah when I say nominee.
He's getting inducted later
he's getting
in February.
Inducted. Yeah, my wrong choice of words there. I meant inducted. Griggs up, off the glass, and in.
The bank is open on a Thursday night.
Exactly, 21 points. Yeah, here Jack Patterson with catchphrases. I love it. There's a rebound by Cleveland, up and in.
And we've seen Cleveland start to make her presence known late in this game as well.
That goes out of play. And I think that ceremony is going to be at the end of the month for February. I want to try to make sure that I'm there. Well-deserved, going in with a great 2024 class.
Absolutely.
We talked about it on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show. You got Del McGee in that class.
Monk Johnson's in that class, too.
Slocum back over to Griggs. Less than 2 minutes to go here as looks like Glenwood is going to pick up their 23rd victory. That's stolen by Cleveland. They're just hitting the floor. It's Haynes Kesey.
Timeout. Lee Scott got the timeout.
All right, so we have a timeout with 1:45 left to go. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Superior Roofing, Rocket Stone LLC, Mike and Ed's Barbecue, Happy Hour, Bar and Grill, State Farm, Carroll Purdue, St. Anne Pacelli Vikings, Terry Johnson Agency, Master Wall Incorporated, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. Well, Jack, it's been all dominance by Glenwood in this game. I've been very impressed with how they came out on senior night, and they really, from start to finish, just not took the foot off the gas pedal going up against a longtime rival.
Exactly, and a very talented team. You know, you look at the scoreboard, and, you know, you just can't help but say, you know, it's been a dominant performance by the Lady Gators tonight, and it's a performance that you got to have, especially as you get ready to head into the playoffs.
Looks like the ref is trying to clean up a wet spot on the floor.
Yeah, that's where they were diving for the ball right before the timeout. Just making sure that nobody slips.
So Haynes Kesey, the freshman, getting some valuable minutes here in the game for Coach Avad and the Lee Scott Warriors, as this is the final regular season game in the AISA as we get ready for region tournament play next week, which will be held at Macon East. It's Cleveland. Oh, a block by TK Davis. She's got 4 of them.
And there's the break.
Oh, and it's picked up by Ellie Kesey.
It was off a foot.
Yeah, she's able to try to get a fast break, but we're going to get a foul. So the region tournament next week, it's going to be at a neutral site. It will be at Macon East. I talked to Coach Purdue earlier this week. They drew the school out of a hat, and so all the teams are going to be at Macon East next week.
Absolutely, and you want to be playing at your best right now because, you know, basically after tonight, it's win or go home.
Exactly. As we hear it from all the starters, they hear it from the crowd. Listen to that crowd as the seniors, TK Davis, Anna Grace Griggs, Olivia Slocum, Presley Gigolo, incredible, Ella Cooper, all the seniors that have been honored here tonight, senior night. Nice pass, Claire Graham going up, rebounded by Camden Cleveland. We're going to get a traveling violation.
Don't know what the call was, but it's Glenwood's ball.
Here comes Palmore. 1:22 left to go. Brazil up, no good. Misfire just short, and it's going to be rebounded by Riley Langford. Langford takes it to the top of the key. Trying to look for that screen. Trying to pass it to a teammate. Oh, that was a nice screen by Hargrove. Gives it out to Kesey. We're going to get a foul. 1 minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Please like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's Richard Holdridge, Thrift Behringer, WRBL's Jack Patterson, Chris Gates. Got a list of who's who in the building here at Glenwood.
Yeah, Chris is the guy that trained me 11 years ago next week at WRBL.
That's incredible. Yeah, he's a really great producer. We can't thank him enough. Does a fantastic job. So does Toygar. Isla. I was getting that name wrong, but less than a minute to go. Haley Palmore, top of the key. Almost, and it is stolen. Stolen by Cleveland. All the way, up and in. She's got 6 points.
Like I said, she's made a real impact here, and Lee Scott gets another steal, and then Glenwood steals it right back.
And look, at the end of the game, they could say they lost by 20 or possibly even less. I mean, but three, no good. Rebounded by Yvette. 24 seconds. They could have cut it to 17. And that's going to go to the line for 2 is Riley Langford. To say, I mean, when you're down as big as they were, to cut it to 20, I mean, that gives you confidence going into the region tournament.
Yeah, and honestly, Lee Scott has won the second half. You know,
there's no question.
compared to where we were at halftime, they've won the second half. So a lot of positives to take away as they get ready for this region tournament and the state tournament. You know, like I said, it's, you know, they just couldn't get those shots to fall early on, and Glenwood, they were playing at another level. And another steal for Lee Scott.
It's a 19-point lead for Glenwood. Cleveland with the double team. Back out to Yvette. Swing over to Kesey. Inside the Langford. Back out. Yvette for three, and she's got it! It is a 16-point win for the Glenwood Gators. 55-39 as they push their record to 23-5 and 6-0 in the region play. Jack, what a phenomenal game, and I just got to say, I had a blast calling this game with you.
Absolutely, it was a lot of fun, and you know you can't ask for much more than that. The Lady Gators, you know, a dominant performance, and they are able to take this momentum as they get ready to go into the region tournament and the state tournament. So a big time performance for them, and for Lee Scott, they got some things that they could, you know, build on as they get ready to go into the region tournament as well. And then now that we've got this game under wraps, 55-39, the Glenwood girls win. Now it is showtime for the fellas, and this is going to be a good one.
And I'm going to let you get back to trying to get highlights for the men's game coming up next, but tell everybody where they could find you on social media and how they can watch you on television tonight.
So you can follow me on Twitter at JPatterson.TV. Follow the News 3 Sports team at WRBL Sports on Twitter, WRBL News 3 Sports on Facebook. And then you can catch these highlights coming up tonight at 11 on the News 3 Night Watch. And, of course, we'll have them posted on our social medias after the 11 o'clock newscast tonight. And then big weekend coming up. We've got a whole bunch of good games coming up tomorrow and Saturday. So be sure to stay tuned as we get ready. You know, before you know it, this January 25th, the February Frenzy is almost among us.
Absolutely. WRBL Sports Director Jack Patterson, thank you for joining me on the broadcast, and we're looking forward to seeing you on the WRBL News Watch later tonight.
No problem, man.
All right. Go ahead and take a break here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live as they're turning off the lights here. We're going to have the start of the men's game coming up next here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back.
It's showtime.
Yeah.
time for the varsity boys matchup in a region match. Let's meet the starting lineups. First, the visitors from Lee Scott School. Number 1, Harper. Number 3, Wright. Number 11, Kennedy. Number 23, Cook. Number 24, Gibson. Now get on your feet and put your hands together for tonight's starting lineup for your Glenwood Gators. Senior guard wearing number 12 from Smith Station, Alabama, Cam White. From Opelika, Alabama, your freshman guard wearing number 11, Swag Holloway. The junior forward wearing number 3 from Salem, Alabama, Mason McCray. Senior guard wearing number 1 from Smith Station, Alabama, Griff Garner. And the man down low wearing number 23, senior forward from Columbus, Georgia, Lamont Burton. The Gators are led by head coach Dusty Purdue, J.J. Jackson, and Matt Gardner.
All right, everyone. You heard it from Wes Hardgrove, the PA announcer. Excellent job by him.
Oh, he was
And
great.
it's time now. Number 4, Lee Scott. Number 5, Glenwood. Winner will be the 3 seed. Right now, it looks like Springwood, they've already clinched and going to be the number 1 seed in the region. But Violent Cross, Glenwood, and Lee Scott, all there tied, bunched up together. If you look at the standings, you got, excuse me, that's not the right standings. You're looking at the standings when it comes to the region.
Yeah, this is the overall standings in the entire AISA. Bessemer has a best record in the whole AISA with a 17-1 record.
So here come the Lee Scott Warriors. And layup is missed. Good contest from Lamont Burton.
Yeah, you want to start off fast if you're Glenwood. Good screen by Burton.
Good. Holloway tried to pass it in there to McCrane, but nice hands from Lee Scott. Here comes Hayden Harper, who's putting close to 20 a game for these Lee Scott Warriors. Another guy to look out for, Ben Aldridge, who is not in the starting lineup right now. I don't know if he's injured or not. So we'll see what's going on with Aldridge, who puts up 9.7 a game. He had a huge one against last time these two teams faced off. So did this guy, Parker, dumped down, but good hands. They're going to say out of bounds, stays with the Warriors.
Yeah,
Lee Scott comes in this year at 20-5, 6-3 on the region. And right now, Springwood has clinched, but Valiant Cross, Lee Scott are both 6-3. Layup is good, and then Glenwood is 5-4. So if Glenwood wins this, they could ultimately maybe move to the number 2 seed, at least 3. So this is a big game for them, and they want to win. Holloway misses the floater. Here comes Harper again, 22 points a game. Spin move, and gets fouled by McCrane.
Yeah, and I'm impressed that he's only a sophomore putting up 22 points a game.
Yeah, I remember him last year. He was a good player that came off the bench. Now this year as a sophomore, you know he's got a bright future. He's already putting over 20 a game here for Lee Scott. Now, the Lee Scott Warriors were number 1 last time these two teams faced off. But since then, they've lost quite a few games. Again,
like 3 to 4 games to be exact.
They lost to Bessemer after beating Glenwood. They lost to Bessemer on the road by 2, the number 1 team in the state. Then beat Macon East and lost at Springwood, at Valiant Cross. Then they beat Southern Prep, and then they lost to Valiant Cross at home. So they're 0-2 against Valiant Cross, 1-1 against Springwood, and 1-0 against Glenwood. Springwood, 18-4, the number 2 team in the state. They beat Southern Prep and Macon East. They will be the #1 team in the region. They also beat Valiant Cross both times.
Oh, nice move by Griff Gardner.
Gardner misses the layup. So right now, Glenwood having a tough time scoring. Last time they missed their layups, and Lee Scott just went on a scoring spurt in the third quarter, which is why they won by 25. They are not 25 points better than this Glenwood team. You know, it's just an accumulation of things that led to the avalanche.
And I think they're going to feel the loss of Levi Pender because he was their shooter. He could score, and he's going to be out for the season.
So somebody's got to hit shots. Shoot Lee Scott out of this zone. They're going to have to hit threes and hit jump shots.
I think Swag is the player that can do it, and he's shown that he can shoot behind the arc. And Cam White as well.
And Coach Dusty Perdue needs a timeout. He is not happy. Thank you to our sponsor, Superior Roofing, Rocket, Mike and Ed's, Happy Hour Bar and Grill, State Farm, Carol Perdue, Pacelli, Terry Johnson, HC, Masterwall, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. As last time we saw, Pacelli was beating Heritage.
Yeah, we do
Their
have a
girls
score
already
update.
beat Heritage, who was undefeated. It's a huge win for them. Right now, they're up by 3 in a place that it's hard to win at, and they're doing this without their leading scorer, Jaden Ford.
Wow.
And Deuce Moore is also out. So both their starting point guards out. And yet Coach Black has his team playing elite basketball on the road again.
Now, you went up there to call a game against Heritage.
I did last year, and it was one of the worst officiated games, and there's a steal by Harper. Harper to the rack and scores.
He is just a special player, has great
But
vision.
this is what happened last time these teams faced off. Bad turnovers from the Gators.
Yeah, Glenwood's going to have to make adjustments here and cut down on the turnovers.
Glenwood lost on Tuesday. They're 5-4. They lost both games to Springwood. They lost here. Cam White turnaround, no. McCrane rebound and one from the junior. Very tough on the inside and finally gets Glenwood on the board. So Glenwood lost both games to Springwood. They lost by 6 on Tuesday, and last Tuesday lost by 3 in overtime.
But they did come back from 20 points down to tie it, to send it to overtime.
They lost to Lee Scott by 25, and they lost to Valiant Cross here at home by 14, then beat them on the road by 3.
Very impressive road win, one of the top teams in the region.
5-2. Good steal from Holloway. Holloway going to go all the way with no numbers and draws the foul that will send Swag to the line to shoot 2.
That was a good foul by Holloway. Even though he didn't have the numbers, he knew that Lee Scott was going to try to defend the shot and just drive up and just get your points at the foul line. And we can see Glenwood try to cut into this lead. I mean, I know it's early. They're down by 3, but they're trying to make the adjustments. The Swag makes the first. Jadarian Holloway, the former Calvary Christian Knight, a freshman this year.
And doing an excellent job stepping in for these Gators.
I love that backcourt of Swag and Griff Garner.
Swag makes them both, but then they're going to get foul as Sykes who's came into the game.
Yeah, Tyler Sykes, he's been in the starting lineup before. He's a great post player down the middle along with Mason McCrane.
Nice, decent step through.
That was good defense by Tyler Sykes. He did not foul on the shot. I mean, it just swiped away, and it goes back to Glenwood.
Parks Myers tried to do a step through, but good defense from the Gators. Holloway, what a crossover. Drive, scoop layup, no. Put back, no. Rebound by Lee Scott.
Tyler Kennedy coming up with it. Now they're fast breaking.
And Myers just goes right off of Sykes. And here comes Holloway on the fast break. Step through, try to dump it down to McCrane, and McCrane was not able to get it because it went off a Lee Scott defender's body.
I've been impressed with Swag. He's already got 2 steals early on in the first quarter.
Burton, and one!
Strong
How about
finish.
Lamont Burton? He just got into the starting lineup. Again, Levi Pender, the starter, their second leading scorer, who is out for the season.
And we do have a score update in that Pacelli Heritage game. It's 51-50.
Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Gators as they lead 6-5 after that and one from Lamont Burton, who is going to Air Force for football next year. Richard, can't wait for that.
I'm excited about that. Leading tackler on the football team.
Who's been a huge jolt defensively, especially for this Glenwood team. Holloway drives. Holloway off the glass and in. What a move. And Holloway makes it 8-5. Defensively, they're going to have to stay in front of Hayden Harper.
There you go. That fires up the crowd.
And there's a turnover, so no Ben Aldridge for Lee Scott. We don't know what, we don't see him on the bench. I don't know if he's injured, but Ben Aldridge is out along with Levi Pender for Glenwood. A lot of injuries happen. We talked about Jaden Pacelli. I mean, this happens in a long season like basketball.
Glenwood on an 8-0 run.
Look at White going to the rack and scores.
He has been clutch. How many clutch shots did Cam White hit in that Border Wars game against Abbeville Christian?
Cam White, excellent defense from Sykes there, and Lee Scott dribbles out of bounds. Oh, it's going to stay with Lee Scott. Good defense from Tyler Sykes, but Cam White goes right by Kennedy for the score.
Sure, if we do have a score update. Less than a minute to go. Pacelli up by 1 on Heritage.
Three-pointer, good.
Nice shot by William Lyles.
Nice shot by Lyles, who knocks down the three, makes it 10-8.
Pacelli leading Heritage 51-50.
10-8. Glenwood and Lee Scott, rivalry of all rivalries. We already did Pacelli Brooks on this week. Three-pointer from Sykes, no rebound. McCrane,
Nice
McCrane gets it blocked, goes up again, gets fouled.
That was another block by Parker Wright. He had back-to-back blocks on that sequence, but the second one, he draws the foul.
Coming in now for the Gators, set to check in, senior Blake Gales.
Glenwood knows how important this game is, not only to beat your longtime rival, but on your home court.
Crane, how about that duck in? Lamont Burton out, Gales in. Crane to make it a 4-point lead. No. And they're going to have an offensive foul on Tyler Sykes with a push in the back.
3-point lead for Glenwood with 2:52 left to go.
Gators faced Lee Scott last year 2 times, Richard. Lost both in pretty dominating fashion by the Warriors. Then they face a 3rd time in the Final Four. And Glenwood pulls up the upset of all upsets with a game winner. Coach Purdue had back-to-back against Lee Scott and Macon East to win the state championship. An incredible season last year if you're a Gators fan.
Absolutely.
Bad pass. But Lee Scott still got it.
Yeah, Hayden Harper checking back in the game. He's wanting the ball. He's a catch-and-shoot guy.
Now, he can also play off the dribble, too. This guy is a hard guard. And throws it out. Pump fake, drive, and a block from McCrane.
Get that out of there. And there's Jack Patterson with the camera. I hope he got that on highlight.
How about that block from Mason McCrane? Kennedy out to Cook. Cook's going to shoot a straight-on 3, and it's going to go in and out. But the rebound goes to Harper. Harper pulls up from 15 and knocks it down. The guy's got an overall all-around game. And pulls up from 15 and knocks it down and makes it a 1-point game. White, both teams playing zone. Holloway calling for the screen. McCrane sets a hard one. Holloway drives, Holloway misses. McCrane on the putback miss, gets the rebound, goes back up and finishes. Nice job by Mason McCrane gobbling up the rebounds. I call them the gobble monsters because they just eat, him and TK Davis, they just eat off the glass and finish with the best of them.
He's playing with a lot of intensity tonight.
Kennedy, nice pass fake to then create some space and draws the foul. It is going to be on the floor, so Lee Scott will check it in out of bounds underneath the basket.
Yeah, this is senior night. I mean, we have seniors like Braden Gooden, Lamont Burton, Dallas Crow, Blake Gales, Griff Garner, Thet Morris, Camden White. Congratulations to all the seniors. Oh, almost. Good defense by Swag.
Right, spin move and gets fouled. They're going to get McCrane on the coming down.
And that's the 5th team foul for Glenwood. Trying to keep track of the fouls. You don't want McCrane to get into foul trouble. Well, my key is when Hayden Harper is out on the floor, which right now he's not on the floor, but he's a very tough player to guard. But do you let him just continue to shoot? Because he'll eventually miss as Harper checks back into the game. Because he's looking like he's just going to shoot every time he has the ball. He's a high-volume shooter.
So Bocelli did lose a heartbreaker by 1.
Heartbreaker, 1
But
point.
again, without Jaden Ford, and they have to play Heritage at home.
It's a tough place to play. Heritage, one of the top teams in the GIAA.
Holloway, 3, no. And here comes Harper. Last minute of the first. Harper drives, no. Rebound right, he goes up, gets it blocked. Rebound White, and he goes ahead of the pack. White all the way, no foul call, but putback is good for Thet Morris to make it a 4-point game. Morris, Gales, spin, Harper, 3, no. Rebound Lamont. Here comes Swag.
Good defensive sequence by Glenwood.
Gales, 3-pointer, no. Ball's gonna go off a Lee Scott player and it's gonna stay with the Gators. That would have been, I would have took the roof off. Everyone would have went crazy if Gales was able to hit that one. Last 6.1 of the first. River Baker now gonna come get Camden White.
Coach Purdue has having a fresh rotation of players, knows he's short.
3, and loses the ball. And 3-pointers up and no good. 15-11. Gators on top. Rivalry week here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Brought to you by Superior Roofing, Rocket Stone, Mike and Ed's Barbecue, Happy Hour Bar and Grill, Safe Farm, Carroll Purdue, Bocelli, Terry Johnson, Massawa Incorporated, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Covers. We'll be right back after this. Start of the second quarter here, 15-11, Gators on top. White, McCrane, and loses it.
Leading scorer for Glenwood is Mason McCrane with 5. Hayden Harper, leading scorer for Lee Scott with 7.
Gators playing good defense so far in this one. Dump down, Wright, scores. Good layup from Parker Wright.
Yeah, and he had Mason McCrane, good defense, but he was able to adjust his shot to get the bucket.
Griff, good move. Dump down Burton, no, rebound Wright. White goes up strong and finishes. But that was all from Griff Gardner. Good pass to Lamont. Lamont, nice try on the layup, and good rebound from White. Makes it a 4-point lead again. Kennedy to Cook. Cook spins into trouble, throws it up top to Kennedy. Kennedy drives, dump down, and layup no good. Rebound McCrane.
Good defense by Glenwood. They were patient and helping Lee Scott force up a shot.
Swag brings it out. Swag behind the back. Swag drives, layup good.
Nice little floater by Swag.
He needs to be more aggressive. Glenwood's at their best when he's taking it to the rack. Backdoor pass was open, gets knocked out of bounds. Good hands from Camden White. He was looking for Barrett Cook.
Yeah, and if Barrett Cook would have caught it, it would have been an easy bucket. Just a miscommunication, and he ended up slipping through his fingers. Oh!
How about that block from Lamont Burton?
Oh, and
they're going to throw it up to Cook. There. They'd rather have anyone shoot but one in red. Hayden Harper, 22 a game, close to 23. Look at Gardner almost get the steal.
Yeah, I think his assignment is to guard Hayden Harper.
I need to give a shout out to people. I cannot shake this cough. I've been saying Griff's last name wrong, but not on purpose. I know his name is Garner, but it sounds like sometimes I'm saying Gardner, and I am. I don't know why it comes out like that, so I apologize for those who are out there. Griff Gardner, and I am saying Gardner.
Yeah, Griff's done a good job defensively on Hayden Harper.
And that's his job. Play great defense, make good passes, and hit shots if he's open.
If you're a good defender, you've got to be a pest.
Good crossover. Holloway up and under, off the glass and in. How about Swag? Making it an 8-point game.
And Swag has got 8 points.
But this end of the floor is the reason why the Gators are up by 8.
But they're not making any mistakes either. I mean, they're just playing their offense.
And look, he loses the rock right into the hands of McCrane. Swag's coming on the fast break. He drives and probably should have let it go. 1 on 4 there. So now Parker Wright's going to hop step into a foul.
Yeah, it's Lee Scott that's making the forced errors. It's causing Glenwood to get some fast breaks and transition buckets, transition opportunities. But so far, Glenwood is doing what they need to do. They've made the adjustments from the first time they met Lee Scott a couple of weeks ago.
Coming in now for Lee Scott is William Lyles. He's going to get Barrett Cook. Wright misses the second. Rebound, McCrane. White drives. White gets it blocked. It's going to stay with the Gators underneath the basket. Good defense from Lee Scott.
You know, I've been impressed with Cam White this season on the basketball team. You know, we remember him as the leading secondary player for the football team and leading receiver. But, you know, he's had a great basketball season.
Lamont gets a loose ball. Garner's got it. Garner back to Holloway.
Looking for the screen.
McCrane drives, dump down, good pass from Holloway, and McCrane smokes the layup. But a traveling violation on Lee Scott. Cord Zellner was the one that had the violation. But McCrane right there should have used, for one, the right hand. An excellent pass from Swag.
So Swag, Hayden Harper has the tough assignment to try to guard Swag. And he is very hard to guard.
White throws it off the
throws it off.
back of Tyler Kennedy.
Jadarian Holloway is just having an incredible game. He's leading Glenwood with 8 points.
Good pass. McCrane goes up strong and one from 3 in white and orange. And McCrane now set to finish the old-fashioned three-point play.
Was able to talk to the head football coach of Glenwood, Coach Ryan Nelson, out there. He's cheering on the Glenwood Gators and seeing some of his players out here. As the Glenwood football schedule came out for 2024. We're excited about that. Oh, good offensive rebound.
Holloway, three-pointer. Yes!
Oh!
Swag from downtown. And Glenwood has their first double-digit lead against Lee Scott this entire season. Kennedy, and shot is no good. I think this is their first double-digit lead in 2 seasons.
Yeah, they need to continue keeping up this
How
momentum.
about Garner for 3? No. Loose ball, and it's going to go out of bounds to Lee Scott.
Now, they just got to continue playing with this intensity because Lee Scott can just come back just like that. Hayden Harper can get hot. He can put up shots, but they're doing everything right because they know how good Lee Scott is, and just seeing them play earlier this season, Glenwood's making all the right decisions. There's Mason McCrane hearing it from the crowd. Braden Gooden now has to guard Hayden Harper.
Good defense from Glenwood. Three-pointer up top, no. Rebound, and they're going to say a foul on Lamont Burton.
But that was a good job by Swag. That was contested. Swag came out and just reached out to try to block that shot.
But Lee Scott, without their second leading scorer, a guy that can hit shots from the outside, they are missing him dearly. And right now, you're just seeing Glenwood each having different guys take turns guarding Hayden Harper.
Yeah, because if you have to worry about Hayden Harper, you got to worry about Ben Aldridge when he's in the lineup. So it's putting a little pressure off the defense.
Another three-pointer, no good from William Lyles, and then a foul from Parker Wright.
Yeah, this Lee Scott team is very young. They got a bunch of freshmen and sophomores. Owen Gibson and Ben Aldridge, the only seniors on this team.
And I think maybe, we don't know this for sure, and almost an in-and-out three from White. He really wanted it. Maybe this is one of the reasons why Lee Scott has lost as many games as they have recently, because they're missing one of their key players. But Glenwood is too. There's no excuse. Got to just make do with what you got.
Absolutely. I mean, Levi Pender was, at the beginning of the season, was their offense. To lose a player like that was huge.
Myers. Harper just being harassed from Gooden. Pass. Stolen. White's got it. White up ahead. Layup, no. McCrane, put back, missed. Swags put back, no. McCrane back up, misses again. Gets another rebound, goes back up and in and out again.
Unbelievable.
Nothing wanted to fall right there for the Gators. But excellent job crashing. And how about that block from Mason McCrane as he gives a stare to Harper saying, don't bring that in here.
And then the bleacher creatures just get riled up over there.
Drive from Cook, reverse, no. White rebound on the fast break. White's just gonna go all the way and get a charge. One-man fast break. McCrane's gonna get a breather. 2:32 until halftime. Gators up 12. Big win here if they're able to upset Lee Scott. Puts them right back in the thick of things. Right, blocked. Another block. Holloway drives, scoop layup, yes. Timeout, Lee Scott. What a sequence from the Gators, and you see a fired up Lamont Burton III. Gators up by 14 on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back, everyone. Glenwood, Lee Scott here as the Gators are up by 14. Unbelievable defense is the reason why they have this 14-point lead.
And you talked about it before, Thrift. I think with Lee Scott not having Bid Aldridge, their second leading scorer, that's been huge. They can just focus on Hayden Harper on defense.
Good defense from Gators. Last minute and 47. Dump down the right, loses it, gets caught in a trap, goes up and gets fouled.
Yeah, every single time Lee Scott has an open look, Glenwood is right there defensively. Nothing's coming easy for Lee Scott.
Lamont is going to be the guilty party on the foul. Doubleheader tomorrow here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Carver Columbus,
big
6 and 7:30, and Hardaway Cairo, big region game, 6 and 7:30.
I want to give a shout out to Coach LaShonda Adams, that she has improved the win total by 2. The Columbus Lady Blue Devils have 7 wins.
Good job by her.
They won 5 last year.
Right, and scores.
Makes
it 13-point game and a turnover. Harper, he's going to hit it. Nope, in and out. Right with a rebound. Back up to Harper. And they're going to get a foul on Braden Gooden.
Well, Harper's going to do whatever it takes to will his team back and to close out this first half.
So now that's going to send Harper to the line now. And
Hayden Harper is only a sophomore. He's averaging 22.6 points a game. You got Parker Wright averaging 7.3 points a game. He's got 4 in this game.
Harper misses the first one.
It's a rare miss. Harper usually makes those.
Gooden's now going to come out.
And I think that Coach Purdue's going to have a rotation of defensive specialists that are going to guard Harper. And you're going to see a lot of Gooden on Harper. You're going to see Griff Garner on Harper.
Harper hits the second, makes it a 12-point game. Glenwood needs to finish out the half strong the way they started it. Here comes Swag. Swag out to White. White three-pointer, no. And rebound Lee Scott. Here comes Kennedy. Kennedy ahead of the pack to Wright, and Wright gets fouled, and that's going to send him back to the line.
Yeah, Lee Scott's going to be in the bonus from here on out until the end of the first half. You don't want to let Lee Scott back into this game by letting them get it from the foul line. But Glenwood's going to have to respond. If Lee Scott goes on a run, Glenwood's going to have to find a way to answer right back.
And Wright's hitting that one. If you're Lee Scott, you can go into the half only down single digits the way you played. If you're Coach William Johnson, you're happy.
Well, I also think that you have a second scoring option with Parker Wright. He can get hot as well. He's got 6 points.
Makes it a 10-point game. Sykes may get in trouble. He needs to get rid of it. Finds White. Timeout. Glenwood will take 1-2. 1:07 remaining till halftime. The Gators are up by 10. Welcome back, everyone. 1:05 remaining. 28-18. Swag to Sykes. Sykes pump fakes. Sykes drives. Sykes gets fouled. And he really wanted to finish that.
Yeah, it was a good move all the way to the rack. Good job drawing the foul. 48.5 seconds left to go. Glenwood's just going to have to close out this half because Lee Scott cut it to 10. That lead can evaporate with a bunch of threes knocked down.
First shot is good for Sykes. Coming in now for Lee Scott is Walker Lane. He's going to get Owen Gibson, the senior center. Sykes' second free throw to make it a 12-point game. Hits both. They're going to get a foul on Baker away from the ball, and that's going to put Lee Scott back at the line.
But it also gives Glenwood possibly the final possession as well of the first half. When you have a shot clock, they usually call this the 2-for-1. You try to hurry up and get a shot, letting the other opponent try to get another possession so you can get the final possession of the half.
Harper makes the first free throw.
Yeah, we knew Hayden Harper was going to get his points. He's got 9. We saw him light it up in the Border Wars against Calvary Christian. Saw him up at Lee Scott have a phenomenal game. Oh, that pass was just too much.
Yeah, right now, I know Coach Bruce frustrated because his team's up 11, and now they've turned it over.
Yeah, you can't give Lee Scott signs of life. I mean, they could come back in a second.
Right. Tries to go baseline. Harper trying to work for the pass.
Good defense on Hayden Harper.
Harper out to right. Right, drives, right, no.
Oh, that
Both teams just can't finish, and
so
now
close.
Glenwood should hold for the last shot.
Yeah, these shots aren't going down by both teams.
Holloway holding it till 8, 7, 6. Back to Holloway. 4, 3. River just going to have to jack it up. It's not even going to be close. But the Gators played a good first half, and they're up by 11. This game brought to you by Superior Roofing, Mike Rocket Stone, Mike and Ed's Barbecue, Happy Hour, Bar and Grill, State Farm, Carroll Purdue, Pacelli, Terry Johnson Agency, Masswell Incorporated, Behringer Construction, PNB Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everyone. Start of the second half. Gators on top of Lee Scott, 30-19. Richard leading scorers.
Leading scorer for Glenwood is Swag, Jadarian Holloway's got 13 points. Leading scorer for Lee Scott is Parker Wright with 8 points. Hayden Harper, well, Parker Wright's got 9 points. Hayden Harper's got 7. A little above his scoring average on the season.
30-19, pass down the right. Wright goes up strong, good defense. McCrane and Lamont Burton battling Owen Gibson, and Gibson comes up with it and finishes. Good pass to Lamont. Lamont back to White, and now they're going to set up their offense.
I think Lee Scott's going to come out here in the second half, try to make adjustments. And they're only down by 9.
Griff Garner to Holloway. Lamont to White. Trying to find the posting McCrane. Holloway comes up with
Good
it.
handles.
Gives it Lamont. Lamont over to White. White spin moves on the block, misses. Rebound in the hands of Harper, and he comes ahead of the fast break. Harper, Euro step, but misses the layup.
And he can't believe it. He just come up short on that one just a little bit.
White thought about shooting it, drives, gets it blocked from Parker Wright. Here comes Harper. Harper all the way again, and he'll make it this time to make it a 7-point game. Back to full court press. Up to Garner. Garner has numbers. Good pass. McCrane blocked, but a foul on Owen Gibson. And Coach Purdue said, dunk that. And I'm in agreement with him.
I agree.
Because you're going to get fouled if you try to go for a dunk, but you may dunk on him. You may finish.
But I also think that you let your senior floor general and your freshman point guard just run the floor. It just allow them to just work the ball, and just the flow of the offense for Glenwood really is just a work of art when you have Griff Gardner and Jadarian Holloway running the offense in the backcourt.
McCrane. Miss. Harper to Daniels. Gibson. Cook to Wright to Kennedy. Open for a 3. No. Rebound. Barrett Cook finishes. 5-point game. Holloway.
Glenwood needs a bucket.
As McCrane didn't make either one of his free throws there. Holloway to McCrane. McCrane. No. Rebounds. Going to be a foul on Mason.
Lee Scott has come out in the second half.
They're going to say that's on Lamont. And now Glenwood needs a 30-second timeout.
Really do.
Coach Purdue does not like the way they came out in the second half. And this is kind of what happened last time the teams faced off. That third quarter was dominated by Lee Scott, and that's why they ended up winning. It was close at the end of the first half. Glenwood was up by 11. They're only up 6 now, Richard.
Yeah, Lee Scott's come out in this second half. They're outscoring Glenwood 6-0. They got to find adjustments, but I really think that the offense needs to go through Jadarian Holloway. Just let him drive to the lane, kick it out to the shooters. But you also got to get Mason McCrane in there. And missing a couple of free throws, you got to get some second chance points, some offensive rebounds, some finishing, putbacks. But you just got to finish strong, because if you get Lee Scott on a fast break, looking like Hayden Harper and Parker Wright's going to run this Lee Scott offense. I mean, right now they both have 9 points for Lee Scott.
Kennedy drives out to Cook. Cook three-pointer is good and makes it a 2-point game.
Huge 3 by Barrett Cook.
Here comes Griff Garner. Garner probably should have tried to lay it up into the hands of White. Now Holloway. Griff's got to try to score sometimes. I know he likes passing, but right there, your best option was to shoot it and try to lay it up. Good pass and a miss from McCrane. He tried to dunk it.
But he's going to go to the line. Glenwood's only up by 2. Mason McCrane's got to extend this lead. We've seen Lee Scott go on a little bit of a run here. 9-0 to start the third quarter. Oh, he has missed the last 3 foul shots.
And coming in now is Cord Zellner.
And Braden Gooden. But Hayden Harper's not the only player you got to worry about. Parker Wright, and then all of a sudden Barrett Cook is knocking down shots.
Gooden misses. Gooden is in the game, and another miss from McCrane. Nothing falling for the Gators now. Harper drives. Harper fouled on the floor. Oh, nope, they're going to say that's a shooting foul.
Yeah, Hayden Harper, when he gets the rebound, he just tries to go coast to coast. He's just got so much energy. He wants to try to get a bucket. He has an opportunity here to tie the game with 2 foul shots.
Harper will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws to potentially tie this game.
Incredible comeback by Lee Scott.
Glenwood has had the lead since being down 5-0. Makes the first. He then went on an 11-0 run. Excuse me, 10-0 run. And misses the second. And now Glenwood with a 1-point lead have not scored in this quarter. 4:40 remaining in the third. Rick Behringer, Richard Holdridge. Holloway off the glass, no. And Harper skies for the rebound. Now Harper driving, dump down pass, Cook, and Lee Scott gets their first lead of the game since the first quarter. McCrane. Gooden. Pump fakes, turn around, no. And Holloway's going to get a reaching foul.
Yeah, they're going to call that every time. It looked like he was just trying to go for the steal, but he ended up getting called for the foul.
But this has been one of the problems with Glenwood. As athletic as they are and good overall basketball players, sometimes the skill set when they just need a bucket or a three-pointer, and they are not a good three-point shooting team, especially now that Levi Pender, their best three-point shooter, has been out. And really, Holloway's the only one that's really been consistent in knocking down shots. This is why their offense goes in a lull. Harper has come on strong here in the second half. Being guarded by Gooden. You see the help side.
Nice screen by Parker Wright.
Back to Wright. Wright loses the ball, and here comes Camden White. And Camden, Euro step, and no. Rebound goes right to the Barrett Cook, and Holloway gets a steal. Holloway misses the layup.
They're just not falling.
Got to make layups.
They had a couple of steals, and they were able to get some transition. Just nothing falling. They've yet to score in this second half.
Somebody's got to step up and make. McCrane's miss, and Harper misses, and then another on the flip side. Lee Scott's having a tough time scoring here. But they do lead by one.
Good screen by McCrane.
And pull up, it's good. Finally, a good shot from Holloway that goes down, and they're back up by one.
He's got a nice
Lee
mid-range
Scott
jumper.
started this quarter 12-0, and a block from McCrane. Ball on the floor, McCrane.
Fighting
Jump
for it.
ball. And it's going to stay with Lee Scott, him and Cord Zellner. Nope, it's going to go back to Glenwood.
That was a huge bucket by Jadarian Holloway.
Gooden's going to come out now, and Gales is in.
Off the screen of Mason McCrane, and Holloway was able to get the jumper to put them up by 1.
Braden Gooden, good minutes from him. Wyatt Watley comes in for Lee Scott now.
On this senior night,
And it looks like this one's going to go down the wire, Richard.
I think so too.
Already 10 o'clock.
And they had a late start because it was senior night. They honored the seniors. It was outstanding careers at Glenwood as they're going off, play at the next level.
And that's a turnover.
Yeah, going back to Lee Scott. It fires up the Lee Scott crowd, who made the trip down here from Auburn as we expected they would. To the right of us, just filling the visitors' bench. Oh, big rebound by McCrane. But that's going to be a foul.
And they're going to get a foul on Wyatt Watley.
Both teams know what's at stake with this game, with the standings right now in the region. With Valiant Cross, Springwood.
Again, not open is Holloway. Harper has it blocked. Up ahead, Lamont, and Lamont lays it in. But Glenwood just back-to-back turnovers. Finally had a break where good block from McCrane to Holloway. Holloway then finds the open Burton, and they're up by 3. Gales. Harper loses it to Wyatt Watley. Watley to a cutting, but missing Parks Myers, and then another Glenwood turnover.
Yeah, that's 3 turnovers already here in the last couple of minutes that has allowed Lee Scott to get another possession. Otherwise, Glenwood would try to extend this lead, but only up by 3. Lee Scott's going to try to answer back.
And they're going to get a foul on Camden White away from all the way up here, 20, 30 feet from the basket. And another foul on the floor on Gales.
That's a 5th team foul. They're going to be in the bonus.
So now that puts them in the bonus. That's going to send Chapman Harris to the line now. First free throw is good. Sykes to get Gales. Second free throw good. Wright's going to come in now. Record Zellner for the Warriors. 34-33. And timeout Glenwood. 1:35 remaining in the third. Gators up by 1. We got a great one here at the pit. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Gators and Lee Scott coming down on the wire. One more quarter to go. Still 1:35 remaining though in the third. Glenwood setting up their inbounds. White, bad pass. Here comes Harper. He's gonna go on the fast break. Good move and finish. Back to, and fourth they go. Holloway. Floater, no. Rebound, Chapman Harris. Three-pointer from Harris. And Lee Scott's up by 4.
Largest lead of the game for Lee Scott.
Holloway with 30 seconds. Spins. Finds McCrane. McCrane out to White. White three-pointer, no. And offensive foul. And that's going to be free throws for Lee Scott. They're going to get that on Lamont. Glenwood here in this third quarter. Another avalanche, kind of like what happened last game. 19-4. Lee Scott has been leading this quarter. Six-point lead for Lee Scott now. It's going to be a foul on the floor on Chapman Harris.
Yeah, it's only the 4th team foul on Lee Scott.
Burton gets fouled.
It was a good move.
Good
Going up
pass
strong.
on the inbounds, but again, Glenwood just having a tough time scoring. They've been outscored in this quarter now 21-4.
Well, the difference is Lee Scott has been making their foul shots in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah. And banks it in. Coach Purdue will take it however he can get it. Second shot, no. Rebound, McCrane. McCrane out to Holloway. Holloway's got it for 10. He's telling, Coach Purdue's telling him to hurry. Floats it off the glass. No, not even close. Wright's got it with 1. Floats it and no. But after 3, Lee Scott was down 11 at half. Now they're up by 5. Gators need a big fourth quarter. One more to go here in a rivalry game. Lee Scott Glenwood on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back, everyone. 40-35. Gators down by 5. They were up 30-19 at halftime. That third quarter, they lost 21-5. So Coach Purdue's got to get his team back on the right track. That first half, they limited turnovers. They created turnovers. They were excellent around the rim and defending. In that third quarter, just everything went to shambles.
Yeah, Lee Scott just came out on fire. Hayden Harper started heating up. He had 3-pointers by Chapman Harris, Barrett Cook. And now Lee Scott with the ball.
Kennedy. Harper being harassed by Garner.
Need to go back into forcing some turnovers.
And Kennedy loses it.
Yeah, that's getting aggressive. Just getting those turnovers, getting some fast break points.
Griff, good pass. McCrane can't finish.
Cannot finish.
And he's right there at the rim. Usually he makes those. He's short tonight. He's also played a lot. Cook. Pass to Kennedy. Kennedy to an open. Parker Wright, who scores. Good cut from Wright.
Parker Wright's been having a great game for Lee Scott. He's got 11 points. They're doing this out Ben Aldridge out of the lineup.
Holloway almost loses it. White's got it now. Doesn't know what to do with it, needs to give it up. Pass back down to McCrane. McCrane goes up again, misses, gets his own rebound, goes up and misses again.
These shots are just not falling. They were falling in the first half. That's been the difference in this game. Plus Lee Scott went on a little bit of a scoring run to start the third quarter, and they've never looked back.
McCrane misses the free throw. And air balls. Right now it's just in his head.
.6:35 left to go here in this game. Swag is going to come out and take a breather.
42-35, Lee Scott with the lead.
Griff Garner just harassing Hayden Harper.
Good defense from River Baker. Baker, they're going to get a charge.
Well, we got region tournament play next week, Thrift. It's going to be at Macon East, neutral site game. Right now, Lee Scott's tied with Valiant Cross with a 6-3 record.
Pass to Kennedy, back out Cook. Cook three-pointer, no. Rebound, Lamont Burton.
Got to contest those shots, force them to get some rush shots and go get the rebound. Try to come back into this game down by 7.
River Baker, now to Gardner. White. Glenwood needs to score. Garner loses the ball, and Chapman Harris throws it off for Lamont Burton.
Yeah, there's nothing open for Glenwood. Lee Scott's defense has really been swarming the paint, not opening up any lanes. Lee Scott, it seemed like they were just making all their shots in the third quarter. Swag is getting ready to check back in the next dead ball. Griff Garner, great defense on Hayden Harper.
Chapman drives Out in the corner, three, no. Rebound, Parker Wright. Mace McCrane. Timeout, Lee Scott. And they're up by 9 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Full timeout for Lee Scott. We'll take one too. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. 44-35, Gators on top by 9. And there's 4:41 remaining here in the fourth. They have to start scoring.
Here comes Lee Scott with a full court press.
Baker throws it right into Harris's hands.
With Swag back in the game, Glenwood is just going to have to run the offense through Swag. He's the leading scorer. He's got 15 points.
They don't have time to waste. They got to start making shots.
Preferably threes.
And they need it. Well, they haven't made any threes all day, so they need to start taking them to the rack where they've been successful.
It's hard when the other team is shooting threes and you're shooting twos. You can't exchange twos for threes.
Four minutes remaining. Baker gets fouled.
Yeah, time is not on Glenwood's side. It's less than 4 minutes, and they're down by 9. They've got to get some buckets, and they've got to get a stop.
Sykes, spin, Sykes, finish. And that's what they need. 7 minutes to go. Now they have to play good defense. If you're Lee Scott, you don't need to force a shot. You need to take off as much time as you can.
Got Swag on Hayden Harper.
And Sykes is going to get a foul.
It's only the second team foul. I mean, at this point, you got to play aggressive. You got to try to go for the steal. We talked about how efficient this Lee Scott team has been all year. They have just been a fundamentally sound team. Coach Johnson's done a phenomenal job.
Bad pass.
That's exactly what they needed.
Sykes. Sykes almost loses it, throws it to White. White drives and gets in and one. No, they're going to call a charge.
No, that, I don't know about that.
They call a charge.
That would have been huge for the and one. And they don't call it.
It's a tough call. I would have not called anything, to be honest. Good rebound from Parker Wright.
Yeah, Parker Wright's had an incredible game for Lee Scott. Just got to play good defense, try to get a stop.
Harper. Chapman Harris. They're just playing hot potato. Chapman's going to drive and throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, it just slipped out of his fingers. Glenwood with 2:14 left to go is going to get back down by 7. I mean, that was a 5-point swing thrift. They would have been down by 4.
Yeah.
A huge call.
2:10 remaining. Holloway, three-pointer, good! And there's the 3 they needed.
Ice water in the veins.
44 to
shot.
40. Now you got to play defense. When you start playing man, no one's stopping Harper. He goes to the rack, and now Lee Scott calls a timeout. Georgia Alabama Sports Live, 1:48 remaining. We'll be back after this. Gators got it to 4, but then no one stopped Harper. He just goes right to the rack. And makes it a 6-point game. Gators do get the ball back. If they can hit a shot here, play some good defense, they're still not out of it. But a tough here second half, and they've only scored 10 points as Lee Scott scored 27.
Hayden Harper's had a quiet 14 points, but he has just been harassed defensively all night.
They've done a good job with him. Holloway, three-pointer, no, and the rebound goes into Harper's hands.
Harper's had about 5 rebounds where it just goes right into his hands. He didn't have to jump up to get it.
Open is Kennedy. So that makes 4. They're still not in the bonus.
With a minute 8 left to go. Do you play the foul game here if you're Glenwood? I think you don't have a choice. That's more likely.
Good steal
they don't
from
need
Holloway.
To. Absolutely.
Holloway drives, no call. And they're going to call a foul.
That needs to be jump ball. I did not see the foul there. That's got to be jump ball.
And how's that?
But a good job with Jadarian Holloway getting the steal. Just couldn't finish on the other end. You're down by 6. Every possession matters, especially here less than a minute to go. It's a rivalry game. Tensions are starting to flare here in the building. (46-40). Some pretty tough calls going down this stretch. But my expectation is, though, when it's, no offense, in AISA basketball, and there's already an officiating shortage. Right.
So the elite of the elite, it's hard to come by when it comes to referees here. As Swag misses the 3. And they're going to have a tough foul.
He was going for the rebound.
Yeah,
that was not intentional. He did not mean to do that. Let's hope he's okay. Tyler Kennedy. 48.2 seconds left to go.
This is hard-nosed play.
He does hear it from the crowd. It looks like he's going to be okay.
I hope he's okay. Tyler Kennedy. Dallas Crow's going to come in now. We're going to get Camden White.
Dallas Crow, one of the many seniors that was honored on senior night. Also the starting quarterback for the Glenwood football team.
So now Wright will shoot free throws because Kennedy was hurt. This is the first.
Still not over Thrift. If he can miss right here, Glenwood can be back in it with a 3, but they're going to have to get some fouls. Put Lee Scott on the line.
Sykes is going to have to jack up a 3 and short. Gets his own rebound, goes up, and gets a blocking foul.
40 seconds left to go. Well, coming into this game, Thrift, we knew that Lee Scott was going to be a very tough opponent. I mean, we seen them a couple weeks ago.
Sykes misses another free throw. They probably missed 8 or 9 free throws here in the second half. Now, there will be a region tournament next week. That means if the score stands, Lee Scott will be third because they lost both games to Valiant. Valiant will be second, Glenwood will be fourth, and Springwood would be first. But I know the Gators lost 2 against Springwood, 2 against Lee Scott, and they were 1-1 against Valiant. So they're 1-5 against the top 3 seeds. And it's a big loss here on senior night. I know they wanted to win this, but they lost to Lee Scott last year. They lost to Macon East on the road last year. They lost to them in the region tournament. They were a 3 seed going in. They were not even thought about to win a state, and they did. And remember, every game they played against Springwood has been close. So if this is how it stands, they'll probably play Springwood, though, in the semifinals of the region tournament. I can see them upsetting them, and then who knows what could happen. And they can beat any of these teams. But they have just come up short here this season during the regular season part of it. And shot's going to be missed. Wright's going to get the rebound.
Just an incredible effort in the second half by Lee Scott. They were down 30-19 at halftime. And they're up by 8 with 25 seconds left to go.
First shot is good for Wright. Sykes is going to come out. Gardner's going to come in. Gale's going to come in. Holloway's going to come out. He's going to put all the seniors in.
They've outscored Glenwood here in the second half, 31-11.
He's just had a tough time scoring down the stretch.
What's impressive is Lee Scott has done this without their second leading scorer, Ben Aldridge.
Fett Morris. Miss, and Wright falls down. (51-41). Tomorrow, doubleheader, Carver Columbus. You'll be there, Richard. You'll be there with Toy Guard 2. I'll be with Chrissy Gates at Hardaway Cairo. Richard's favorite team mascot name, the Syrup Makers. You love that name, don't you, Richard?
Well, I mean, it really sets up for great broadcast puns. But you're calling that game, so I'm going to let you do that one.
Gales, three-pointer, no. Rebound right. You're going to get a foul on Thet Morris.
Yeah, Glenwood just try to regroup, get ready for the region tournament next week. Anything can happen. It's like a new season. They go into the region tournament. They know that they're capable of beating anybody in their region. I mean, they played Springwood close. They've beaten Valiant Cross on the road. They were up by 11 against Lee Scott here in the first half. I mean, they know what they got to work on and get ready for the region tournament.
The charge call probably did change it, the game, where the game was heading.
It really did change the momentum in the game because it would have been a 4-point game.
But one call didn't decide it, and the Gators are going to lose on senior night by 12. They'll head to 19-9 on the season, 5-5 in region play, and they got the region tournament next week. We wish Coach Purdue and them the best of luck. We'll try our best, and we plan on being there for at least the region tournament championship if they were able to make it, and then we got the playoffs right after. From Richard Holdridge, I'm Thurp Behringer saying thank you so much. Everyone have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow starting at 6, Carver, Columbus, Hardaway, Cairo on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.